Collecting memories with fragrances is one of the most important things and the primary reason why I'm even collecting fragrances in the first place. There are many ways you can smell great, but if you can connect the smell to a specific moment in time that has happened in the past, and if you can relive those experiences just by smelling a fragrance, I think this is where this hobby starts to see return on investment, at least for me. This is the main reason why I've shared some of the memories in the beginning of the video that I associate with this specific fragrance. So without further ado, let's get into today's review. Hi everyone, I am the Fragrance Enjoyer, and in today's video we are talking about one of my favorites from the house of Roja Parfums. We are talking about Oceania. Let's start off talking about the bottle, then we're going to go into the fragrance, the notes, how it smells, where you should wear it, and how the performance is. I think this is one more example where the concept of a fragrance has been executed to its perfection. If you take a look at the bottle, beautiful presentation in the typical Roja style, but still in line with the concept they're trying to convey, which is of course the ocean. And if you take a look at the bottle, it is a pretty good one, I have to say. Very original design. So what happens is you can essentially pull the top portion of the packaging off, and this is going to reveal the bottle. It's not the most secure packaging, but then again, it looks amazing, right? So you can take out the bottle, and this is kind of the bottom. So looks pretty good to me. Now, with typical Roja presentations, what you can expect from the get-go is a beautiful Swarovski cap. In this specific instance, it is a blue color, obviously, as you can see, reminiscent of the ocean, which looks amazing. And then on the front you will see a very beautiful design that they have chosen for this bottle, which is depicting the ocean itself. Let's go take a look at the bottle and experience a very special moment that almost every owner of a Rojadove fragrance will experience once, and that is removing the plastic from the actual plate on the front of the fragrance. So if you take a look, I've just peeled it from the bottom. Beautiful. So it kind of feels like opening up an Apple product, if I'm honest. Looks stunning. So let's take a look at this beautiful bottle together. Pretty good, right? So let's also spray the fragrance and get into the notes. As it's usual with Roja being a very luxury endgame fragrance house for most of the time, is the pressurized sprayers that they have. You can literally control how much juice you want to apply, or I can just apply a little by tapping it. So it's a pretty good, one of the best sprayers in the game for sure. So let's get into the fragrance itself. Oceania is a beautiful citrus, fresh, floral, creamy, aquatic leaning fragrance, but it is not your typical aquatic fragrance. So it's not your typical freshy that you will find with other houses. Now, what they've done with this fragrance is rather clever. The way that they've used certain notes in this composition to make and achieve fresh aquatic leaning scent is simply stunning. But the fragrance is gorgeous. So what you will get from the opening is essentially a very, very, very prominent note of lemon and lime that is mixed together with bergamot and grapefruit. Mandarin orange is also listed, but I'm not getting that at all. What I am getting, however, from the top notes is rosemary and thyme, which are going to show themselves a couple of minutes after you've initially sprayed the fragrance. So the opening will be dominant with citruses, but then as the opening is going into the heart, you will start to notice a little bit of the rosemary and thyme peeking through the rest of the citruses. Now, this is a very citrus heavy and dominant opening. For some people it might be too much, so test this one before buying, but it is a very citrus prevalent opening for sure, with again lemon and lime kind of taking the forefront when it comes to the notes that I'm getting. There's a certain tartness to the whole experience, so it's like a tart sharp lemon cake in the opening a little bit. What's gonna happen about 15 to 20 minutes after you've sprayed this fragrance and the opening starts to go into the heart, certain flowers will start to appear and give this fragrance a little bit of a sweet floral touch, which is again not something you essentially find with your typical aquatic fragrances. In this specific case, you're getting jasmine and violet, because, of course, as you know, Roja is the #1 fan of violet in the fragrance industry. And you're getting a touch of ylang ylang. And what it's going to do is it's going to give Oceania in the middle a little bit of a solar, sunny experience, right? So it's going to introduce a little bit of florally warmth to the whole composition, which is going to be a great curve note to the actual base. Now, the base is definitely not something that you will find in your typical freshy fragrance or typical aquatic, because it essentially contains a lot of the notes, which is also very typical for Roja. So a lot of the Roja fragrances that you will find out there will be very complex in the base, and this is also the case for Oceania, even for fresh aquatic citrusy smell. Now, in the base, you're getting cedarwood, juniper berry, oak moss, musk, vetiver, benzoin, iris, labdanum, sandalwood, vanilla, galbanum. So there's a lot of stuff that you're essentially getting, or at least that's listed. But as with most Rojas, there are some notes that are sticking out from the rest. Now, what I'm getting with this one is a slight touch from the juniper berry. I'm definitely getting vanilla. And I'm getting a combination between labdanum and galbanum. Now, what this is going to result into is a smooth and creamy dry down, which again does not always happen with a fresh aquatic scent, but in this one it does, and it's a beautiful dry down because it finishes off the composition in a different way that you would probably expect, but also it gives it a bit more staying power on your skin compared to your typical freshie that will be probably gone in 2 hours. You're essentially smelling a very tart, citrusy lemon cake in the opening that is going to be accompanied by some florals in the mid, and going to essentially calm down with a still citrusy, but then somewhat creamy vanilla galbanum labdanum base, which is a beautiful combination, and essentially also the reason why this fragrance has been part of my summer vacations for a while now. This is actually my second bottle, and that goes to show how much I really enjoy this specific fragrance. The one thing that I have to say about this one is that the performance, even though it has a solid base, is not the best. So in my experience, this one will kind of stay with you for about 6 hours, which again is not bad considering the type of scent this is. Now, when can you wear this? Well, the name and my intro kind of gave it away, but this one is particularly beautiful in the daytime, on a summer vacation, on a hot spring day as well. You know, if you're going on, to a yacht, if you're going on a beach, if you're going, shopping, etc., in a warm climate, then this one is simply amazing. Now, from my experience, what I found is that if this one mixes with pool water, it is a beautiful combination because it literally smells like you are in the ocean itself. If you're looking for a quality fragrance that's going to stick with you for half of the day, pretty much, then this is definitely a good choice. And then if you're essentially a collector of fragrances, if you're into Rojas, if you need to stack your Rojas next to each other and have all of these beautiful caps like I do, then this is a no-brainer and a pretty safe blind buy if you like what I've described so far. Now, that is it for the review of Oceania. If you have any questions, let me know. But other than that, stay tuned for other videos and other reviews. There's a lot more coming, especially from House of Roja, because I am definitely a big fan of his work. Please do let me know in the comments what will be your scent of choice for the upcoming summer. For me, I have a couple to choose from, but this one will definitely make the cut as it did for the last couple of years as well. So thanks a lot for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.